Hey, it's One Plucky Pixel here, and welcome back to another creative design tutorial. In today's video, we will cover how to use the multiply and screen blend modes to create a sky scene within Adobe Photoshop. Now, to start things off, we do have a base layer over here. I actually do not need this layer. I'm going to first unlock it by clicking on the padlock. And from here, I do want to add a fill layer. To do so, I navigate to Layer, New Fill Layer, and in this case, I want a gradient. I select OK, and from here, I can edit the gradient itself. I'm going to click on the bar over here. Currently, we do have a gradient going from white to full transparency. In this case, I want a nice sky gradation. I'm going to open the blues over here and select this option like so. I select OK. And from here, I actually want to reverse the colors. So I can click on this option here to do so. And once more, I will return to edit the gradient. I can click on the stops over here to edit the gradient. I can click on the color over here to change it as well. And from here, I will make this my own. I do want this to be a little bit more realistic. Alright, I think this is fairly close. Now, the great thing about this, if I go ahead and select OK, at any time, I can always reopen my gradient fill. For example, if I do want to change this, I can simply double click, and once more the options are still available here. In this case, we also have a layer mask. I do not need the layer mask here. To delete it, all I have to do is select the mask, right click, and select Delete Layer Mask. Also, I can delete the layer over here, layer 0. I select the layer and click on the trash can icon. And of course, select yes. Now, at this point, I want to add clouds to my image. I'll navigate to File, Place Embedded, and from here, I do have some images that I would like to use. My first cloud is going to be this image. I select it, click Place, and there it is in our document. Now, as the image stands, I do want to move my clouds. All I have to do while the selection is active is click and hold with my mouse and drag it down accordingly. Let's move it over here. I can also click and hold on the corners to scale it like so. Right about here is good. Once I am all set, I hit enter on my keyboard. And from here, my cloud is in place. Now, you'll notice we do have a stark black background. This is not realistic by any means. But of course, there is a really easy way to fix that. In this case, I go over to my blend modes, and I will select Screen. And as you can see, that black background is now removed. Now, of course, I can change the intensity of this effect by actually editing the image itself. For example, I can go to Image, Adjustments, Brightness Contrast. And in doing so, I can actually increase the intensity of the clouds. In this case, I want to increase the brightness on the clouds. I can also increase contrast, like so. Once I'm satisfied, I will select OK. Now, you may notice that there is a slight line over here. I can actually remove that. In this case, I'm going to use a quick mask. I'm going to select the layer mask feature over here. And from here, we do have our layer mask. I'm going to use the regular brush tool like so. and use black to remove this area. I'm going to increase my brush size. Let's do 500. And of course, I do want full opacity here. And from here, I can remove this hard edge like so. Of course, if we look to our layer panel, it is now updated. Now at this point, I think this is a fairly good start. I do want to add more clouds. So once more, File, Place Embedded, and I'm going to select this option over here. Once more, I'll just move this into place. Maybe we can have a cloud over here in this corner. Now at any point, if I want to stretch the image and not keep it proportional, I can actually hold Shift, click on the edge, and pull it like so. Right about here is fine. Once more, I hit Enter on my keyboard. And of course, I can select my blend mode, which in this case is screen. Now, as you can see, the great thing about the screen blend mode is that it removes darker areas of your image while keeping the lighter tones in place. Of course, there are many options that are quite similar to it. For example, lighten. In this case, I do want one more cloud. What I can actually do while this is selected, I can actually use my move tool over here. I'll select it like so. I can hold Alt or Option on my keyboard and create a duplicate just like this. In this case, I do like the cloud blending into the option down here. So I will situate it just like that. Once more, if I hold Shift, I can also stretch the clouds, like so. Now, at this point, I do want to add in some birds as well. To do so, once more, File, Place Embedded, and I will select my birds over here. I can double click, and here they are. I will hit Enter. I'm fine with this placement for now. But of course, we do have the issue of the white background. Now, of course, we can cut these birds out. But of course, there is a much faster solution here. In this case, I'm going to change my blend mode. I'll select it here, and now transition to multiply. Now, as you can see, multiply behaves quite a bit differently from screen. Multiply actually does the opposite. It retains the darker areas of your image while removing the lighter tones, which in this case was the white background. Of course, much like screen, there are a lot of options that are quite similar to multiply. For example, darken. In this case, the effect is more or less synonymous. But for now, we will stick to multiply. From here, I can then move our birds, just like that. I'm also going to scale them down ever so slightly. I'm going to hold Alt so that the image stays in place, but scales from the center. Now, if you ever forget a keystroke to transform your objects, it is very easy to do so. Simply go to Edit, Transform, and in this case, Scale. And just like that, here we are. Now, to complete our scene, I will add a sun. Once more, I go to File, Place Embedded, and we do have an image over here that I would like to use. So once more, double click, and here we are. I'm going to hit Enter for now. Once more, we do have to shift gears. I do like the light emanating from the center, but we do not need any of the shadows over here. In this case, I go back to my blend mode and select screen, in this case. Like I said, you can also use lighten, but of course it does have a much different effect. I'm going to use my move tool over here and situate it in place. Right about here is fine. From here, I do want to scale it down slightly. I'm going to hold Alt, click on the corner, and scale it down like so. Now in this case, I can add a little bit of color to the sun if I would like to. To do so, I'm actually going to use Command U. And in doing so, this activates my hue saturation. In this case, I can actually shift the color of the sun, like this, and make it warmer if I would like to. I can also colorize the sun if I do want more consistent color throughout. In this case, I do like the warmer tone. I do want to increase the saturation and go for more of that yellow tone like this. Once I am done, I select OK. And thankfully, much like the gradient fill layer, if I do want to go back and edit the sun, I can. You can see that this image is a smart object. So whatever adjustments you make to a smart object, those filters will always be there. So for example, I can double click hue saturation, and I can edit it once more. Please note that if your layer is a rasterized layer, if it is not a smart object, whatever you do to a layer that is not a smart object will unfortunately become permanent. Now in this case, there is a slight edge once more. You can see the edge of the layer like so. So once more, I use my clipping mask feature. I go back to my brush tool, and I can remove those edges accordingly. Just like that. I think at this point, all I want to do now is scale down my sun slightly. So once more, Command or Control T. I can then select OK. My effects will update. And once more, scale it down like so. Right about here. In this case, we do have more edge peeping through, but again, it's an easy fix. Select the mask, use your paintbrush, and carefully buffer that area out, just like that. And just like that, we do have our completed sky scene using only the screen and multiply blend modes. Of course, there are a lot of different blend modes within Photoshop, so I strongly encourage you to experiment with different options. With that said, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out in the comments below, and I hope to see you in the next tutorial. As always, thank you so much for watching.